Today on the show, we talk business, art, restaurants with the great Phil Romano. How's it going, everybody? Jason Croft here, the Credibility Craftsman. And today, I have spent a great afternoon driving around with Phil Romano. Most of you will recognize that name as the restaurateur, entrepreneur, artist that he is, from concepts like Macaroni Grill and Eatzi's and Fuddruckers, just to scratch the surface of what he has going on. I'm not going to go into a big, long intro here because so many of you are familiar with who he is, and we spend so much time digging into what he's got going on, but also mindset and the tactics and the real principles behind what he does and how he's passed those on to his son, and real insights like that I certainly have been able to take away, and I think you will as well. And I want to thank Bubble first off before we dive into the interview. Bubble is a ride-sharing platform with drivers made up of retired and off-duty police officers. If you've seen past episodes that they've sponsored, or with Paul, who's been on the show here, right here in this great Bentley that they provided today, I want to thank them for helping facilitate this great afternoon and this wonderful interview with Phil. And I want to thank John Selzer from Septariat. He helped arrange all of this and make this interview possible. So without further ado, let's dive in with Phil Romano. Phil Romano, welcome to the show, sir.
Okay, good to be here.
The man, the legend, Phil Romano.
Yeah, I'm a legend in my own mind.
Me too. That's great. I'm in good company. This is nice.
There you go. We'll get along good.
I appreciate so much being on the show.
Good.
For the 2.5 people out there that don't know who you are, Macaroni Grill, Fuddruckers, massive restaurant, just entities. Nick and Sam's here locally.
Yeah, Nick and Sam's.
Eatzi's. Eatzi's. I don't know if we have enough. We might run out of time on the show to list them all.
Wow, good. I forget them anyway.
But the big giants of restaurant, and most recently, Network Bar, Trinity Grove, near downtown. Right. Place I really want to dig into and speak to today. Sure. But all of that, something I didn't know, shame on me, until I really started looking into more about who you are, is the artist that you are. I'd love to hear a little bit about where that came from and where that's evolved.
I don't know. I kind of always liked art. Mm-hmm. And I never took any classes, but I traveled a lot. I like to go to museums and look at stuff and galleries, and I'd see something, I have to buy it. But when I go to all these galleries, I look at it and see it and say, gee, a person did that. Why can't I do it? So I got some canvases, and I started, somebody just kind of showed me how to use the medium, the paints. Mm-hmm. I started off with just acrylics. And I kept doing it, and until they started to look halfway professional, and I started giving them away to friends and put them in their offices and stuff. And then about 10 years ago, I met this guy, J.D. Miller. J.D., he had a little gallery, and he wanted to expand, and I said, well, I got a lot of my art, and I don't know what to do with it. So he came by and looked at it, and pretty impressed with it, and says, hell, he said, that's pretty good. He said, let's open a gallery together.
That's wonderful.
And I said, okay, but I never charged anybody for my art.
Time to change that.
Time to change it. So anyway, he taught me how to use it. He was good with oils and this reflectionism and all that stuff with the oil. So he taught me how to use oils. But wow. I did it a little different. That's every time I do something, I got to have a point of difference. It's got to be different, unique. That's what appealed to me about being interviewed in the car.
Right.
Different,
Yeah.
And it appeals to me. So anyway, so I do an acrylic background, and then I put oil on top of it.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
you can put oil on top of acrylic, but you can't put acrylic on top of oil because the oil moves, it never dries. A long time drying. So and it had a good effect, and people liked it. And people buy my art. But it's funny, the first time I was going to charge people for my art, the big question was, how much do I charge for it? What do I charge?
And it's such an arbitrary amount, right?
Yeah, and I said, I started opening a gallery 10 years ago, so maybe I was almost 70 years old. And I said, I don't have the time to become a real good, a great artist or a good artist, so I'm just going to be one. So I said, so the first piece I did, I sold for $15,000.
Oh, it's beautiful.
And now my pieces are going for probably $30,000.
That's awesome.
So it worked out good.
That's great. And there's something in that, from the moment that you started with that, something you said with your interpretation, right? Like, you saw this art all over the world, and you made that translation that, just somebody did that. That means it's possible. I can do that.
Yeah.
Right? And so I think that seems to be a common theme across the board, because you have to have that mindset in business. I think so many people look at a restaurant, look at any other kind of business, and think it's just a different animal. Some other kinds of people do that, not me. And it takes that kind of mindset, I think, to jump in and go, I'm sure I could figure it out, and to jump in. Do you think that was a similar approach in the beginning days of business?
Yeah. I do things because it makes me feel good to do them. It makes me. I do a piece of art, and the art makes me feel good. So I'm saying to myself, well, if it makes me feel good, it's make other people feel good. When I do a restaurant concept, it makes me feel good. It satisfies me, and I think it's going to satisfy my customers too.
Yeah.
Art. I still do it a lot. In fact, I just did a commission for University of Nevada, Las Vegas.
Oh, wow.
That's a piece that's 5 foot high and 15 feet long. It's going in a new building there, their hotel restaurant school building. So anyway, I keep on doing this because, the business world and technology is passing me by. I'm an old guy and I don't have time to learn that stuff. I got better things to do in my time than learn how to work a computer and do all that bullshit. So what I end up doing is hiring somebody else to do it.
Sure.
Why should I have to learn it? There's people out there that do that for a living. I use them.
Way more efficient.
Yeah, it is. And so I use people to do things that I don't like to do or I don't want to do. Mm-hmm. I know what I know and I know what I don't know. And that's, it's funny. Just stay on that subject for a minute. When I was young, I was about maybe 30 years old, 28, 30 years old. And I had a restaurant in Palm Beach, and I became partners with this guy, a venture partner with him. I never worked for anybody since I got out of college. But this guy here became a friend, and he's a big developer. And so we started developing restaurants together, a joint venture in them. And he had this industrial psychologist come into his office one day, or he hired him to kind of check all those people out. I think he wanted to fire some of the guys, and this guy would help him pick out the ones he should fire. Right. So anyway, he said, this guy's name is Judd. I think he's dead now. But he said, I got this guy coming in. I got an extra spot. It cost me about $20,000 per person. He said, why don't you do it? Why don't you talk to him and find out a little bit about yourself? And he says, and they said, well, he's going to tell you about me, ain't he? Yeah. I said, well, let me listen to what he has to say about you because you're my partner. I said, okay, no problem. So we did it. So I did. So the guy came in and he spent almost a month with me, on and off, coming in every day for a while, and then have dinner with him, and he'd talk to me, because my restaurant was kind of a kitty corner across the street from his office building.
Okay.
So he was there so about ready to leave. He said, okay. He said, he walked in my office one day. He said, I want you to take this test. I said, sure. So he put it on the edge of the desk, and I said, okay, I'll do it. He said, comes back in about an hour and a half, and he said, you done with the test? I said, yeah, it's right there in the corner there. He said, okay, thank you. He said, I'll be back in about a month, and I'll tell you all about yourself. I said, okay. So came back in a month, and before he started, he said, let me ask you something. He says, remember when I told you how to take that test? I said, yeah. He said, no, you didn't ask me any questions about the test. You didn't ask me what, wrong answers, right answers, what it's about, and how's it going to be graded, nothing. I said, well, I didn't think I needed to. He says, well, another question, let me ask you. You only answered about half the questions. That's, well, the questions I answered, were they right? He says, yeah, you didn't miss a one. He said, well, why should I answer the ones I don't know? I said, I know what I know and I know what I don't know. In life, if I come at something I don't understand, I don't know, I can help.
Yeah.
I don't make mistakes. So I know what I know and I know what I don't know. Somebody says, what do I attribute my success to? I always say, well, by understanding what I know and understanding what I don't know, and when I start doing something I don't know, I get back to doing something I know real fast.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think there's so many key lessons in that it sounds simple, and yet it's so many people waste so much time doing things that they think they should do. Well, I should know how to do the accounting in my business and all of the, and instead of, just like you said, go full force in your strengths. And I think it's fine to, you find those new areas in life and maybe you build a strength there. But overall, if you're good with people, you're going to approach this. If you're good with technology, you're going to approach it this way. I think that's really key.
Well, it's when I was going to college, I barely got through college. I didn't make any great grades, but I got through, and it's funny. I all the A students, all the A students, I made out of C's, and a B once in a while, but all the A students, well, it's funny. Most of those guys work for me. I hire them.
Right.
They become accountants. They become doctors. They become lawyers. I pay those people.
Absolutely.
Because I start business, I use them. So what I've learned to know is who knows what and who does what and how do I use them? How could I use them?
Yeah.
And I use them because they're smart.
Absolutely.
Okay. No. Well, it may say they're intelligent, but there's a difference between it. Like I tell my son goes to college. He goes to Syracuse University. He plays lacrosse up there. So I said, Sam, you go to college, but when you go, I don't care about you coming back and being a super intelligent guy. I said, what I want you to do is come back and be a smart guy. Smart guys get places. Intelligent guys probably end up working for the smart guys.
Right.
I know intelligent guys.
Street smart.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Be smart. Be able to know what to do with what you got.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense.
So, but anyway, back to my art. I was talking about my art.
Mm-hmm.
So I stay with my art because it's going to serve a purpose for me. I kind of try to plan ahead. And it's like I said, technology is passing me by. I'm no longer going to be able to be competitive even in my own businesses with my people. They're ahead of me. I can't. They're talking about all kinds of stuff that I don't understand. Okay.
Sure.
So when I get to the point where I'm could no longer give them the proper knowledge or the wisdom, and I say, okay, thank you very much. You take over everything. You do it better than I could. You know more about it. You know more technology. That's the way the world is run now. So run it. Mm-hmm. But then I go off to my studio, my loft, and I paint. Now I'm still doing something they can't do. Yeah. Still makes me feel good. I'm accomplishing things. I get to start it from beginning to end.
Oh yeah.
And
you leave.
I'm still creating things. That's the thing about art. I end up do a piece of art. Sometimes I work on it, and I work late at the studio, and I come home, and I can't wait to get back there in the morning, and I clear my mind, and I walk in and see how it makes me feel. Like I walk in, who painted that? Where'd that come from? Wow, that's good. And I kind of appreciate it, and I say, wow, that's good. And what I like about it is that it ends up I get energy from it.
Interesting.
I get energy going from, I like primary colors. I get energy from going from one color to the other color. And seeing it and going like that from it.
And you just sort of really a gut feeling kind of way of like what feels right and what. That's interesting.
So this is when I'm still, that's why I'm doing my art and still doing my art. Oh, yeah. So I got something I can do and still satisfy a need.
And what an additional legacy and very tangible one to leave as well. You
Well,
know?
like I say, not if I die, but when I die, I'm not going to need a tombstone. I got all my art around. People remember me by.
Yeah.
I got everything I've created. I keep telling people, I'm a mad person. I'm very mad. I get up mad in the morning. I'm
Angry mad?
mad. I'm just mad. I get up and I'm mad. And I hope I'm going to make you mad today. I hope I make you mad. I see how many people I can make mad. And at nighttime when I go to bed, I think about who I made mad. It makes me sleep a little better. If I'm mad, I mean M-A-D. Make a difference.
Awesome.
I get up in the morning and say, how can I make a difference in my life? How can I make a difference in somebody else's life? How can I make life easier for somebody? And this and that. And I do this by being an entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm. Again, your strength.
Yeah, my strength. My strength is I want to. What I do, I solve problems. I look at what the people need, what they want to have, and I try to create it for them. I wouldn't be very successful. I did something that people didn't like.
Right.
So I solve their problems. I make life easier for them, make life more enjoyable for them. I make life last longer for them because I get into some medical stuff too.
Right.
Everybody asks me what's my, back to being mad. I just want to make a difference. I want to leave here a place different than it was when I got here, a better place.
That's beautiful.
Like that. So this is what I do. So I went through 3 phases of my life. Okay. My first phase was I wanted to make money. Money's power, and this and that stuff, and you flex about it, you like it, and all that stuff. Get the things you need to have. But when you get enough money, then you start doing things for social recognition. Everybody sees what you're doing. Wow, that's good. Look at that. Look at that in a nice building. That stuff. So that's the second phase. And the third phase in your life that I'm in now is the intrinsic value. I do things today because it makes me feel good to do them.
Yeah.
I'm doing good with them. Yeah, I'm making a difference.
Making a difference, yeah, absolutely.
That's what I'm doing. So I'm making a difference in my life and people's lives.
And I think to be doing what you're doing now the best way possible, I think you have to go through the other 2 phases. And I know there's variations on all that, but I see the value in putting your head down, going full force in that first phase, so that then by phase 3, you actually have even more of your time, energy, and resources to commit and to make a difference.
Correct. It's if you don't do it, it's like, if you don't have your fun before you get married, then you're going to probably not have a very successful marriage. So you gotta go through these phases, and you gotta enjoy them, and then you go on to you're doing one. Because when you get in the third stage, all of a sudden you start thinking about making a bunch of money again, and it messes up what you're trying to do.
Interesting. So you go back to that realigned focus of, okay, let's get back to making a difference. That's interesting.
Okay. Well, that's great. People say, what's my greatest accomplishment or concept? Okay. Well, my greatest accomplishment is my son. Wow, I'm so proud of him. He's a good kid. He's turned out very, very well. There's nobody that's met him and didn't like him, and he's just a great kid.
It's wonderful.
And number one. But the other was not my restaurant business, but I got involved in a medical device. And I brought the heart stent to the marketplace.
That's right.
A couple of doctors came to me. I just got done with Fuddruckers. Had a bunch of money, and what am I going to do with it? So the first time in my life, I started investing in other people's ideas, which is hard to do because I thought I had the best ideas. But these 2 doctors, young doctors, one was a cardiologist, interventional cardiologist, and the other one was a radiologist, but he was the brains behind it, Julio Palmaz. And Richard Schatz was a cardiologist. He was going through his fellowship at Fort Sam Houston. So I just got done with Fuddruckers, and they pitched this deal to me. Richard did at the country club. I was the president of the country club, and they came up. We started, we had dinner. And he talked to me about it. Mm-hmm. So I said, well, I'll go down and take a look at what this guy's got. It was at the University of Texas Health Science Center in San Antonio. So I went there and I looked at it, and the university didn't want to fund it anymore.
Yeah.
And he showed it to some other major companies, you know, and they didn't want to do anything with it. So I looked at it, you know, and I liked it. I liked it because it had sex appeal. I said, everybody's got a heart. There's a big, big, sexy market out there. And there's no solution for the problem. So what I'm going to do, if this thing works, it's a solution. And it's going to, you know, make a difference.
Oh, yeah.
So I invested $250,000, and I handled all of the business part of it, and I own 30% of it.
Very nice.
So we took that little heart stent, and we started, you know, figure out what we could do with it, and we ended up, Johnson & Johnson ended up buying it from us they paid us $10 million cash up front with certain milestones. Mm-hmm. And within a year, we hit all those milestones. And then we got a royalty. I negotiated the largest royalty, I think, Johnson & Johnson ever paid out. They paid a 10% royalty on the peripherals. I mean, on the coronaries, on peripherals, it's about 6%, as I recall.
Okay.
So anyway, you know, and then after about 6 years, they wanted to kind of buy the patent from us. They wanted to change the royalty thing. I said, no, because they just had the rights to the patent. I said, no. So they said, well, then we'd like to sell the patent to us. I said, okay. So they paid us another, $250 million for buying the patent from us.
Very nice.
So in total, I think we made about maybe $7 or $8 million, $100 million, $700 or $800 million on a $250,000 investment.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And so that wasn't a bad wrinkle. That was good.
Yeah.
But what's good about it, the money is good, but anything you do, the value of what you do, it decides how much money you're going to be making on it.
Yeah.
So
that's a perfect example of that.
That's a perfect example. You know, it saved lives.
Yeah.
In fact, I got 2 of them in me.
Wow.
Yeah, this was 25 years after I did it. Okay, it's like going back and eating my own food 25 years after I cooked it. But I
saved your own life.
I got a summer home up in Skinny Atlas, New York, on the lake, you know, and up in the hilly part, and I'd run every morning. I still run now, but I was running then, and man, it just kind of hard to take a deep breath, you know, and I felt like I had a heartburn, so I called up my cardiologist here, named Mark Jenkins. He said, Mark, I said, I think I need one of my stents, because he's an interventional cardiologist, you know. And so I told him, he said, wow, get on the airplane, come on down. So I flew down next morning, got here about 7 o'clock in the morning, went to the hospital, and by 1 o'clock I had 2 stents in me.
Oh my goodness.
And then the next day, I was on the airplane, back to New York, you know, and
that's incredible.
had a private plane at the time, so I could go and come when I wanted to.
Yeah.
So anyway, I went back there, and man, in about a week after that, I was running up the hills again like I was 21.
Wow.
You know, but you know, it was a wake-up call, and I started, you know, taking care of myself a little better than I was before. And
yeah.
I did the trick.
It's interesting, something you spoke about with your art, and I think carrying over into business is, you know, doing what feels good to you, what feels right, and then that's probably there's going to be somebody else who likes that as well. And I think that's an interesting approach, both in art and business. Finding that middle ground between what you're interested in, your passion, because it's got to resonate with you or it doesn't make sense to go forward. But then also, when do you start taking that input from potential clients or potential patrons of your art, or how does that mix?
Well, you know, I figure out what they want to see, what they want to do. I mean, I remember, like in my restaurants, I think each one of my restaurants is a piece of art. When I put it together, the way it looks, the way it makes people feel. There's an art to make people feel a certain way, and that's what my art is. So I used to go to movies when I was young, you know, and doing restaurants and going crazy with things. I'd go to a movie and I'd go in there and the place would be jam-packed. You know, every seat would be taken. You know, I'd see what's making these people come to this movie. Why are they here?
Yeah.
Why do they like it? Well, they like it because there's high energy in there. The shoot 'em ups, Stallone and all that kind of stuff going forward. They like that. They like energy. So the music blasting and food out there hot, people see it, and I think I brought to the marketplace the open kitchens. I started all that to get the energy going in the restaurant. And people want to see the kitchen. And, you have a party at your home, party, and everybody's in the kitchen.
Always, yeah.
So that's okay. I'm going to put my kitchen in, so it's visible. People can see it happening, see the cook, see all the way it's being done.
Yeah, that's so smart.
So again, I got that energy. If you don't want energy, then go to a funeral home and eat.
Right.
But I put energy in it. People want energy, and it's funny. One time a guy came up and wanted a job, wanted to come work for me, and I said, okay. I said, I'll tell you what. I said, before you work for me, before I hire you, I want you to go out and go to all the busy restaurants in town. Go to 4 or 5 of them. And I gave him some money to go. And I said, I want you to come back in a week and tell me what they all had, all the good restaurants that are busy, what they all had in common. You tell me what they all had in common. I don't know what he was going to come back with, I didn't know the answer myself. So he came back and I said, okay, you go to him. He said, yeah, which ones you go to? And he named them all. I said, yeah, they're good restaurants. I said, good, they're busy. Yeah. I said, well, what did they all have that was in common? He says, noise. I said, that's right. I said, you're right. I said, without noise, who makes noise is people. So without people being in there would be no noise.
And it doesn't feel right.
It doesn't feel right. There's no noise. People, that's why people are in there, and they're making the noise. So they must be successful restaurants.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, he said, yeah, it's good. And so he just came up with what I didn't know. But
looking for those, but that's a lot of what you're saying. You take those cues, whether it's from another industry, from movies, from something else, and you see well, this is being successful, so obviously this is what's missing here. Combining those two things, bringing.
Yeah, that's being creative. It's like taking 2 glasses of water. One's got green in it, one's got yellow in it, and you got 2 different glasses. You mix them together, you got a third color.
Yeah. But
you created something that wasn't there before out of the 2 that were there. So that's a little bit like creativity and going with it. But there's what I try to do is every time I do something, I try to have a point of difference.
Okay.
You got to have a point of difference. If you're on a street where there's 15 restaurants on that street, what's going to make the people come to your place? What's going to be different about yours that's going to attract them? Yeah. What's your point of difference? What's unique? What are you doing that's different than everybody else that's going to attract these people?
Oh yeah.
So even your personality, you got to have a point of difference. I've kind of, back to my son, I kind of raised my son like a business. I said, I used to drive him to school every day. That was it. I had him for about maybe a 15-minute, 20 if there's traffic.
Yeah.
And every day, I said to myself, I got my son here, and I got a chance to brainwash him and make him the right kind of person.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, I should have talked to my son about drugs. I never brought it up. Stuff like this, So right. I said, well, I'm not going to make that mistake. I'm going to talk to my son. And I told him, okay, Sam, his name is Sam. I said, Sam, there's 5 things that you have to do in life, I think, in order to become a good person. Okay? And I said, here's what they are. And this is when he's in preschool. I started with him like that stuff, and I brought him all the way up. And I said, number 1, I said, you got to have principles. And we talked about principles, and we had a principle, decided the principles were doing what you said you were going to do, sticking to your deal. Yeah. Second, I said, you got to have responsibility. You got to be responsible for making the right choices, and responsible for the consequences that come from not making the right choices. And number 3, you got to have integrity. You got to be honest. You got to tell the truth. You don't lie, and you don't lie to yourself. Okay? And number 4, you got to communicate. You got to tell people how you feel. Don't let them tell you how you should feel. You voice your opinion. You say, hey, I feel this way. Why should I feel the way you want me to feel? I feel the way I feel this way.
Right.
This is what I am. This is the way I am. And this is how I feel.
Or get stuck with somebody else's interpretation of how you're feeling.
Then you become a follower instead of a leader.
Yeah.
Then I said, okay, the fifth thing, there's three things in the fifth thing. In the fifth item, there's love of God, patriotism, and charity. You got to have all these, Sam. And I said, if you have these and you believe in them, you have them, you know, you're going to pick friends that have the same thing. You don't want to pick a friend that lies to you, doesn't believe in God. You don't want to pick a friend that has no principles, huh?
Right.
You're going to pick the same kind of person to be friends with. And I said, furthermore, I said, they're going to pick you as a friend. Now you got a peer group to exist in. Okay? Now you got a good people you're going to be hanging around with. And you understand what character is, what people is, and people's personalities. And this is what you got to do. In fact, any good business that's out there today, it's got to have that same value system in order to be a good business. You know, and I said these are important things for you, you know, and all. And so I want to step further with it. I made him an organizational chart for his life. You know, the organizational chart. So on the very top, I said, your health. Without your health, you can't have anything. So you got to take care of your health. Yeah. You got to do things to keep you healthy, okay? So your health is very important. The next thing, you come down the line, goes all the way over to the left, and the first thing you got there, the first box, is your parents. What could you expect, and what do you get from your parents? Well, you're probably going to get your value system. You're going to learn how to be, you know, functional. Mm-hmm. Okay, they're going to give you all the things you need to get through life. They're going to teach you to be independent. Yeah. Okay, that's what they got. That's what you're going to get from your parents. That's love and all affection and all that stuff. Now, then the next one is academia, school. What are you going to get out of school? Well, it's going to teach you how to function, learning about the world, learning your ABCs, your arithmetic, all that stuff, how to function, what you're supposed to know, the basic foundation for learning. Okay, you're gonna do all that, and it's gonna teach you to understand the world, teach you how to make a living someday, how to get to college. It's going to get you all these things, okay, and get you to think a little bit, reasoning. The next one, your girlfriend. What's that going to do for you? Well, it's going to teach you about companionship, about love, affection. It's going to teach you how to treat another person. It's going to experience happiness, memories. It's going to give you all those things. And then the next one over is athletics. What's that going to do? Well, that's going to keep you in shape. That's going to keep you healthy. It's going to get you in college. It's going to teach you about team sport, teamwork. It's going to teach you to be a winner. It's going to teach you to give you prestige, give you working together, for a goal and working hard. And you work hard, you get what you want, you win, you be a winner. That's what it's going to teach you. And I said, the last one over there is your friends, and the last box is your friends. Now, what are your friends going to give you? Well, they're going to give you a lot of memories, companionship, camaraderie, and enjoyment. That's where you're going to spend a lot of time. Now, I said, that's good. That's going to get you, maybe it's going to get you out of college. Then I made another one for him. Now, this is here. You're done now. You're ready to go. Your parents aren't so important to you anymore. They've done their job. They're there for you. In case you ever need them, they're there for you. And you're there for them. Your turn to help them. But that's your parents now. They've done their job. You're functional. You're out there working. The next one is academia. Academia becomes your job, your career, what you're going to do every day. Your girlfriend, that's going to be your unit, your family unit. Okay, that's going to be your wife, your kids, your children. That's going to be your unit.
Absolutely.
The next is athletics. That's what's going to keep you in shape. Whether you're playing tennis, running, jogging, whatever you're doing, swimming, it's going to keep you in shape. That's important. And I said, the last one, your friends, that's going to be your life. That's where you're going to exist. You're going to go to their weddings, their funerals. You're going to be in business with them, partnerships with them. You're going to go to their, with their kids. You're going to have kids together, growing up, going athletics together with their kids. reaping success together, all that's your life.
Oh yeah.
Now at least you got a roadmap for what and how to use everything that's out there for you to use to become a person. Yeah, it's good. He uses that.
Yeah.
In fact, I got it printed up for him, and all that stuff, and he uses it. He's he talks about it too. He understands it. But anyway,
That's so great.
so I put a lot of time and effort. But when you look at it, you can make all that stuff relative to a business.
Oh, of course.
Which I do.
Yeah.
It's funny, you're talking about businesses. I think it's easy for me to start businesses, okay? Because I go out there and I look for a problem that I'm going to satisfy, and I come up with a solution for it, and I execute the solution, and I've got a business. Mm-hmm. And it's only going to be as successful as it is satisfying people.
Right.
I don't think about making profit when I open up a business. What I think about is giving the people something they really need to have. It's a service motivation. Mm. You don't think about profit, think about service, you make twice as much profit.
Interesting.
Okay.
Makes sense.
And that's what I do. And the measure the success of what you got, it's sales, sales, sales. Okay. And I always say, in the absence of sales, there's nothing but pain. But sales are very important. So when you open up a business, don't worry about making money. Worry about making sales. Get sales in there. Peak out as much sales as you can get. Peak out. After you get it to where you can't do any more sales. Then you sit back and say, now how can I make the maximum amount of profit out of these sales?
Interesting approach. Because so many people jumble all that into one thing. Right.
Yeah, and they get impetuous. They get impatient. It's not working because I'm thinking about making too much profit, not making satisfying the people.
Get that transaction down first and get that perfected.
Get the sales, and then you make money if you get the sales.
Yeah, that's so smart. Tell me about your latest with this, because this is your latest idea with Network Bar. I think it's...
Let me talk about Trinity Groves first, because that's where it's at.
Please do.
Again, I'm on that making a difference deal, and I saw all these rumors about the bridge and about Trinity, it was happening, and so I got a friend of mine, his name is Stuart Fitz. Our sons played ball together, athletics, and went to school together and graduated together and everything. And we've been in business for 20 years now almost.
Okay.
That's where we met. We met on the soccer field. So, I called Stuart one day. We were in some other businesses together too, and I said, Stuart, we ought to go start buying land on the other side of the Trinity Basin. Because I think that's probably the only way the city could grow.
Yep.
He says, I know somebody that's buying land over there. He says, his name is Butch McGregor. He's in partners with some guy, and he's been buying land over there. And his kid goes to ESD. I know him, and I know his kids. I said, let's give him a call and let's talk to him. So we talked to him, and he was working for this old Lebanese guy. His name is Tish, I think. And they were buying residential instead of commercial. They're buying all residential there. They had about 500 to 600 homes.
Okay. On that side of the river.
Yes. So we said, well, it's land. There's land underneath those homes, so let's start see if he wants to sell them. So we talked to him, and we negotiated the price for the whole deal. We thought it was fair, good price. Mm-hmm. I thought it was a lot less expensive than I thought it was going to be. And so we get ready to close and get everything all done up and ready to close. Now Butch was a partner with him. Butch owned 1/3 of it. 25% of it he owned. So it comes to the ready to go with it, and closing. And at the 11th hour, this old Lebanese guy said, he said, you guys look like you're pretty smart. You know what you're doing. He says, if you're that smart to buy it, then I'm going to be smarter and not sell it.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so he's not going to sell it.
Oh, no.
So Butch jumps up and says, well, heck, then buy me out. I want to get out. I want to do it. So says, okay, I'll buy you out at 25% of the price we agreed on. So I think the guy was trying to get the price low enough so when he bought Butch, it wouldn't be so high a price. But anyway, so Butch said, okay. So Butch got out and we got old Butch said, okay, Butch, I said, we're going to start buying over here. We talked to him a little bit. Just commercial property on Singleton.
Yep.
Because there's rumors of a bridge coming over and it's going to come right down Singleton, it said, but you know, when you're talking about what the city's going to do and what it does, it's two different things.
Sure.
So, but we're going to start buying land. If a bridge comes, there is. If not, we'll just take this land and start developing it, you know. So we got Butch, and he threw his money in with us, and whatever he made on that, he threw it in there. So, and Stuart and I put a bunch more money in, but so we start buying commercial property there, and we bought some of that stuff pretty low. It was really the Stroll area.
Yeah.
There was, you know, I mean, there was nothing down there except dogs and trash and cats. And,
oh yeah.
I mean, it was bad, and but what we bought was the location. What it did have was a view. Had a view of the city.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very panoramic view of the city. So we started buying land. Some of it we bought for $2.50 a foot. And we just kept buying land, and I remember we had about maybe 30 acres. I called up Tom Leffer, who was at the time the mayor, a friend of mine. I said, Tom, why don't you come down and show you what we're doing down here, and give me your opinion. I said, what we want to do is something that the city is going to want to have happen, because we want to go down here and be in conflict with the city. We want to do it in concert. You know, we kind of, it's our city. Grow together.
Yeah.
You know, a nice public-private endeavor. So he came down, he looked at it, and he got very impressed, and he said, wow. He says, whatever you do down here, he says, it's going to change what's going to happen along the Trinity Basin for the next 100 years in Dallas. It's going to make a big difference.
Wow. And
he said, you know, wow, he said, if I was you guys, I'd just keep on buying. Keep on doing it, you know. And he said, if you could park them, you could build it. No problem. We like it. Because we're very afraid that this is going to be a bridge to nowhere.
Yeah.
In fact, we're going to call the place Nowhere. We should have changed Singleton Boulevard to Nowhere Boulevard. But anyway, so we took it and we started making things happen down there. Just buying property, kept on buying it. Mm-hmm. And we decided...
No spark of an idea? It had something floating around, like what it might be or turn into?
Let me tell you what happened. So we just kept buying, on buying mode, you know. And, you know, it's like we ended up with almost 100 acres.
Wow.
And we, you know, it's like a dog catching a car. What you do when he gets it, you know. Right. So we had all this land, and you know, we had some ideas and all this stuff. So we did charrette with the University of Texas in Austin, their architectural department, and they brought in about 6 or 7 urban designers and architects from around the world. Guys that did Vancouver, the Olympic Village in London. They did St. Petersburg. They did, you know, they did some very, very exciting things. Mm-hmm. These are top-notch people. So they came down with a team. Each individual had 6 or 7 meetings. And every time they came down, I had the city manager or some of the city economic people come down and understand the value of what was down there, what it could become.
Yeah.
So they came down and they all got very excited about it. They said, "Wow, this is the right place to be. This would be the new crossroads for the city of Dallas." Got very excited about it, and they come up with some good ideas, which I'll tell you about. But it was funny. But they got very excited about it. But the local moguls, local developers, it didn't intrigue them at all because that was West Dallas. It had a stigma. Right. You know, all they did was come down there for a raised gunshot. You know, so they were just boo-boo. No, not for us. But these other guys were very, very excited about it. not even from out of town that saw that, was excited about it. There's nobody that accumulated a critical mass of property, all contiguous, that close to the downtown area.
Oh, yeah.
So wow,
imagine.
they were pretty impressed with it, and they made us feel like, we really owe a stewardship to this thing and make sure the right thing happens here.
Yeah.
So we went on that basis, again, trying to do something good, making a difference, in this area. It's like building another part of Dallas, the city.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then Mike Rollins got elected mayor, which is a good friend of mine. I helped him get elected, I think. And so he understood it, he supported it, and he was good enough to put it in, smart enough, I think, to put it in the South Initiative.
Wow.
Okay, so he put it in the South Initiative because I didn't think anybody was going to go down to South Dallas to see what was happening down there.
Right.
But they're going to go over the new bridge and they can see what was happening there. So they see that his developed South was working.
Right, exactly.
So that worked out.
There. Yeah.
That worked out good too. So here we are with all that, and they came up with some pretty good ideas we had. One was to make the whole area a new financial district for the United States. We got the Federal Reserve right down the street.
Oh, yeah.
It's in the middle of the country. Wall Street was going to, crap in a handbag up there on Wall Street at the time. Dubai was going good. We said, wow, why don't we get some of these international banks to come in here? All the banks in the United States come in, everybody that comes in here, and they build iconic buildings, and we'll name it something that's synonymous with, the Wall Street and the whole area, and we got great development. Well, that's good. That has a 20-year horizon on it. And the other idea they had, well, let's take an area and make it all premium green, non-carbon. And all the major companies in the United States that want to make a statement in non-carbon, premium green, put their buildings there.
Oh, yeah.
Go off and take Microsoft and all the technology people, let them come up with technology, energy efficient technology. They could keep all the IP on it.
Right.
We just want to use it. What we want to do is make a model for the world. We're in Texas, the energy capital of the world. Why don't we do this for it?
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and do that. Make a thing. That's a great idea, but again, a 20-year horizon. So we started thinking, well, what could we do? What's a short-term idea, or something we could do out here? A short-term idea that doesn't interfere with the long-term ideas. So we said, let's come up with that. So that's when we come up with Trinity Groves. And it started I think that's now going to be our long-term idea as well as a short-term. But what we did was, we had that land and we were talking, and I said, I come from a restaurant industry background. And my industry is changing because of the millennials. So I started studying the millennials a little bit. We all did. And finding out that they don't like anything that we did. Anything we left them, they don't like. They want something completely new and different. They don't like our food. They don't like the restaurants they've been going to with their mother and fathers and their family for all these years. They're bored. They're tired of it. They want something new and something different. All these casual restaurants, man, it's like it's blurry. They want something new and exciting.
Right.
They want to mark to their own.
It's the same thing everywhere.
Yeah. They want to mark to the beat of their own drum. They want to. And again, they start talking to them. They're technology hounds. They like to discover something and help make it successful.
That's true.
They go to places in groups. They don't dine. They eat. They dine in groups. And they share their food. All that kind of stuff going for it. And a lot of them, weren't working. They're living at home. So if you can't find the job, then create a job. So I'm saying, what these people need, we need new concepts. We need concepts for the millennium. I mean, we go out there and we could get, I call them new people, all these millennials, I call them new people. So let's create new concepts for new people. And so looking at it, who better to create new concept for new people but new people? They know what they want. I don't know what they want.
Right.
So
right. We see the need out there.
Yeah, we see. Yes. So we got them involved. Okay. We got a committee together, and then we start doing like a Shark Tank. Got the word out in the industry, and we start interviewing people. But we got it, and we took the first thing we developed out there was the trucking terminal. That's where all the restaurants are, lined all the way on down there. The trucking terminal. So what we did was we got that, and we put 2,500 square foot units in there, plus outside dining with the patios. We had as many as 20 we built on that thing.
Wow.
And so we said, okay, we made everybody compete for those locations. And we said that you can't put more than $500,000 in the finish out. It's got to be owner operated. It's got to be unique and different. Okay, and it's got to be meet certain sales. It had to do $2 million in sales, and it had to hit certain profit margins.
Awesome.
And we'll give you a unit, and there's no liabilities on the lease. You can walk anytime you want.
Wow, that's great.
So.
And were these like places, and this was start from scratch concepts?
Yes, start from scratch, not one that's been around.
Okay.
So now, we get them in, we interview them, we get them in, we talk to them about their concept. We like their idea a little bit, got a little committee there talking to them. Like their concept a little bit. Okay, next step, we make them do a 5-pager. Make a business plan, do a 5-pager. We taste their food 2 or 3 times in our restaurants. We got the kitchens. Taste their food, how they want it to look, and the whole deal and all that. Then we get them there and we say, okay, we check them out pretty well and make sure they're capable to do what they say they're going to do. Mm. And then we say, okay, we'll give you a location. First thing, they throw their hands up there and say, wow, I don't have $500,000. I'm a new person. We said, we anticipated this. So we went out. We started an entrepreneurial fund. We got businessmen in Dallas, myself, my partner, other friends, vendors, people that are investors in groups and stuff. We put together about $14 million.
Wow.
Okay. So when a person would come up and make the presentation, we said, okay, what we'll do, we'll put up the $500,000 in your concept, or less, whatever it's going to take. If we do that, we'll own 50% of your concept, and we'll be the partner, the major partner. We'll control it.
Yeah.
We'll make sure you do the right things there. So they come in, and we help them build it. Get it built. We got all the contractors to build it to their likes and dislikes, taste their food. We help them do it because they never done this before. So we do it. And they come in and they operate it. We charge them a 5% management fee, which is 2.5 from them, 2.5 from us because we own 50% of it.
Right.
We'll be the general partners that we will be.
That's right. Okay.
So, and we say, and we will also charge you 6% of your gross sales. So if you're doing business, if you're not doing business, you're just paying 6% of what you're doing. So it gets you started.
Yeah.
Okay. And then if you start doing big time, we still get 6%. And our goal is to create these so they can become restaurant chains because they're 2,500 square feet plus the outside, $500,000 finish out. Doing $2 million a year in sales. I mean, you get every developer in town want to put one in this center.
Oh yeah, you get a successful concept,
all of a
and
sudden, bingo, you're doing it. We're starting to do that now with these things. So this is what we're shooting for. So it's creating opportunity business, putting young people in business. Oh, yeah. And I don't care what to say. It's the velocity of small businesses being created that's the essence of our economy.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and today there's probably more businesses closing or they're starting different now, but before when we were doing this stuff, there's more businesses closing than being open.
Yeah.
And we're there to help make them successful. We're there to help them.
Restaurants,
the whole deal. And they're going. So we got them going. The ones that didn't do it, they were gone. They got the hook, and there are people standing in line to come in back of them.
Oh, I bet.
And and it's funny. The fund has about almost 12 to 13% return on the fund.
Oh, it's beautiful.
So they're doing good. They're happy.
Oh, yeah.
We're happy, and we're starting to now move some out.
Nice. Expand out of Trinity Groves.
Yes. And we got some real surprises in there too, which is nice. And it makes you feel good. Again, the feel good deal, intrinsic value, makes you feel good because you're creating careers for young people.
Oh yeah. What are some of those concepts that have worked?
We got the ones that really surprised us. Is the cake bar. Mm. She was cooking in her home for doing cakes for occasions, wedding cakes and birthday cakes and stuff. And she came in and she presented what she was going to do and everything else. I was skeptical of it. And so was Stuart. We were looking at it in our group. But we said we had some smaller spaces, so we divided one of the spaces up, and we gave her 950 square feet. I designed the way it's going to look inside, open kitchen, they could see it, and the bar, the way it comes across, and sit tables there for the desserts and cakes. So we opened it up. And it was a little bit of a twist. Instead of cupcakes, we did slices of cakes, and we sold whole cakes. You get ice cream on them. We had cookies and stuff. Today, this lady, we're building her couple more places right now. We got in their locations for her, nail them down. But she does about, and this is on 950 square feet. Last year she did almost $2 million.
Wow.
In sales.
Oh, that's beautiful.
She made over $600,000 of half. We get half of it.
Oh,
but this is from nothing, And
from an idea of.
but yeah, just hard work, good idea, hard work, and we gave her the opportunity to become what she is. And boy, she's really, really good, hard worker. Smart, really good. So we're moving her out. And the other one is the one next to her, Kate Weiser's Chocolates. Mm. Okay, and she came to us again. She was working as a chocolatier. That you?
Well, that's the car's telling us something. I don't know what it is.
Got gas?
We got gas.
Huh? I don't know. Huh.
We'll keep going. You have to be more specific, car.
Yeah.
Kate White.
So Kate Weiser.
Kate Weiser.
Kate Weiser. She came to us. She's a chocolatier. She went to school and all that stuff, working for somebody. And she says, I want my own place. And came in. And she convinced us with the chocolate. She was bringing us every day. and she got a great personality, a pretty little lady. She's young. I think she's probably maybe 22 maybe when she came to us.
Oh my goodness.
And she had that passion, and her candy was like eating the art, So she came in, and again, 950 square feet. She does over $2 million a year in sales.
Goodness.
In fact, we started doing some pop-ups. We got a pop-up for in North Park, just outside of Neiman's.
Oh,
we got
beautiful.
her product there. And now we're building more stores for her in Fort Worth. And so she's going and going. And these are good. She's going to be a brand, just like the cake bar. And then we got some other places that are ready to be moved out too.
Oh, that's
Not
so
moved out, but we build more of them. We're going to keep them there and then move them out.
So it's essentially an incubator there.
We're incubating. We're incubating
concepts.
restaurants, starting jobs, creating opportunities. You know what's funny? I used to give before we open up, give a lot of talks about what we're doing down there. Mm-hmm. And I said, what we're doing again is we're creating jobs and opportunity for young people. We're doing something for the economy, something for our economy, our country.
Yeah.
And I said, and we're creating concepts for the millennials. They're going to be here for a while. They're new and different. So I used to go out and give talks and speeches, and I said, you could go any place in town and have dinner and eat and have a good time. Come away happy. And what have you done? In the end, you made the proprietor a little more money. You help make his business successful. You're making the proprietor a little more money when you eat any place else but Trinity Groves. But when you eat in Trinity Groves, you get the same thing. You get great food, you get great atmosphere, great food, people down there, but you get something else. You get more bang for your buck. You're helping some young person create a business.
Oh yeah, and a life.
And help put somebody in business, a career. All the people he hired, we created 1,500 jobs down there.
Wow.
Okay, doing what we're doing there, and that's making a difference. It's going to, it's going to be there for a while, making a difference in all these people's lives, going forward. Yeah. I mean, this is what really gets me excited about, really what we're doing down there.
Oh, I love it. Such a great concept, great idea, because it is. And right now, the restaurant industry doesn't know, right? I mean, we've got giants closing down every day, trying to figure it out, and what's the next thing? Because I think it's a very important component of it is that next generation coming. They operate differently. They want something different, and these chains. I mean, the headlines yesterday: Applebee's, IHOP. They're shutting down all these.
Yes.
And so I think the
new and different. Everyone wants something new and different. I think that's why there's so many divorces today. I don't know, but maybe it's got something to do with it. But it is. It's you want more out of life and variety and all that happening and places to go, something to eat, more experiences, better experience.
Oh yeah. Well, I love
choices.
that.
You want choices.
Yeah, for sure. But I love that.
Well, we still got choices in America.
Yeah. Man.
But so anyway, so that's Trinity Groves. Now, the network bar. Let me talk about that a little bit. Again, that's a concept that's satisfying the need. I think there's a real need for that.
I do too.
You get, all these when these kids get out of college, and businessmen in general, you ask them, how do you network? Well, I network, show you the phone, they go to the phone, the internet, that's how they network.
Because they're pounded like they know they need to.
They need to, they just don't know how.
Yeah.
So this network bar is really a networking tool. And I started looking into it. There's so damn many networks in Dallas. They're all over the place. And they're fragmented. They're like fraternities. One doesn't talk to the other.
Right.
And so they never get to see that exposure and everything else. So I said, well, I'm going to do a place that's going to be like the United Nations, but it's instead of countries, I'm going to have networking groups in there. They use it like their country club. They're there. Mm-hmm. Okay, they're there. And especially like for example, you take young people that get out of college. They start working for a major company in town. Their employer wants them to network. How do they network? How do they get to know people? How do they get to meet people? How do you get the movers and the shakers? Well, they can't. They don't know how to even communicate anymore. They communicate with their thumbs.
Right.
They can't talk. They can't have a conversation. So, they're too young to join a country club. In a lot of places, especially for the women, it's not a safe place for them to go. They go to these bars, you don't know what you're going into. Yep. It's not a safe place, for women especially.
Yeah.
So we said, we need to create a concept that's going to kind of service that need. Mm-hmm. Again, nothing's going to be successful unless it's servicing the need. And boy, we got nice, very successful. This is going very good for us. And so we said, there's a kind of make it kind of quasi-exclusive to business people, exclusive to doers, mm-hmm. people that are doing stuff, no matter what age. So we want to kind of make it exclusive, it's going to be easy to become a member, but it's going to be much more easier to get kicked out. So what we've got is our medium age right now in there is, I think, 43.
Okay.
We got 30% women.
Nice.
And that's growing.
Very good.
Every month we sell about another maybe 80 to 90 memberships a month.
Wow, that's
and right
great.
Now we're just almost 600 members we have already.
goodness. And you just opened October?
We opened
September?
at the end of November. We opened.
Okay. Even more recent.
Yeah, but we got the ball rolling after we
Yeah.
get it going. So,
Explain the concept, the actual
okay, so
business model.
What happened? Yeah, the business model is this. We came in, made it look very nice. It's 8,000 square feet. We've got a nice looking bar, a long bar down one side, a lot of room for standing around, talking, communicating. We got one big room when you first come in. It's like a nice big lounge, bar. And it's got all this restoration hardware furniture.
Very nice.
All low tables, nice lamps, very nice. Old brick walls, sandblasted. Got great art on the walls. All the art is African animal art from this renowned artist in my gallery, David Yarrow.
Oh, wow.
So it's really, it's got a very nice look to it. Low ceilings, nice, not too dark, not too light, just right. And then we got a dining room. Up on the second level, we got a dining room. Seats about 120 people.
Okay.
We got meeting rooms. The meeting rooms are very comfortable meeting rooms. To close them off, we got one of the walls in the meeting room is all that black iron. You could use it as a blackboard, chalk on it. Mm-hmm. I got all the latest and the greatest video stuff on there. TV and Wi-Fi, all that is there for you. Stations, plug into. And we got we got one room with a big fireplace in it where you can sit around and use that. So what we did, we made it all nice like this, and then I said, well, I don't want everybody in here. I just want the right kind of people.
Yeah.
So we put a lock on our front door. And the only way you could get in was with an app on your telephone. Now, how's that work? Well, we charge, for the app, we charge $500 a year for 21 to 30 years old. From 30 years old until 70 years old, we charge $1,000 a year. And anybody over 70 years old, they get in a free membership under 4 conditions. One, they've got to have had a successful business of some magnitude. They've got to be they have to have been an officer in a major corporation, or they had to be a professional. Now, they also got to buy a junior member for somebody. $500 membership they got to buy for a younger person. Then you got to volunteer to be a mentor.
Perfect.
Now, what happens is, all these old guys, and I'm one of them, but they want something to do. They still want to be needed.
Yeah, they're in that stage in their life, like you talked about, like you're.
They want to do something. They want to give back a little bit, and they had mentors, and they remember their mentors. They want to be remembered as a mentor and help somebody. Why not? Make you feel good, make God happy. So this is what. So we got those in there too. So we got about 5% of over 70 in there.
Very
and
nice.
The medium age now, I think it's 42 years old is the medium age in there now.
Wow.
And then we got, from that.
Creating that dynamic, and really fueling that dynamic to have that whole range.
But what else we do? The app works pretty neat because you get the app, you come up to the front door, and we got a desk out there, the lady to help you. But on the app, you just got a thing, you slide it, and the door will slide open.
Nice.
Now, before you come in, even if you want to, or while you're at home, you look at the app, do it, and you can see who's in the bar. Everybody's got their picture, their profession, what they do, what their specialty is, and where they went to college.
Very
And
nice.
I got some talking points. You can communicate. And then what we do is we have a besides that mentorship program, we have lecture series coming in there. People coming in and giving lectures.
Oh, wow.
And lectures from how to we just had one last night on cybersecurity, and we got them on how to manage millennials and how to everything that you want to know about business. We got business people coming in doing these things. And people that give lectures, they come in just to get the exposure, and people are learning. Okay, then we have fireside chats. post somebody that's active in business, young guy, doing stuff, really doing well. We have them come in there, we post them, and the first 25, 30 people that come in, sit down in the fireplace room and have a fireside chat with them. They could ask questions. You know, we could tell them how he became successful, what he did to get there, what he had to do. You know, success stories they hear. They got to hear it. They're getting educated. They understand that. This is what they need to hear. You don't get this in college. You don't get that. So that's there too for them. And they can answer questions back and forth. And then we have, in the lecture series, it's funny, we have a deal like book tours for all the business books.
Oh, yeah.
We got a book tours. They come in there and they come in and give a little speech, and then they have a book signing and all that stuff. People come down for that.
Great.
But how the mentor system works is like this, the mentor program. If a guy's having a problem, he's 50 years old, you know, and his business is growing like crazy. You don't know what to do with it. You know, how to do, what should I do next? What should I do? Well, he fills out, his problem, you know, gets out the forms, fills it out, and we got facilitators there. They take it, figure it out, and they'll pair him. You can't go directly to the mentor, but the facilitator can. And we try to pair him up with a person that's in the same business, successful at it, that this guy's having a problem with.
That's great.
Now
but still having that middle person in between.
To make sure that they get connected. Yeah. And maybe it's two people they make meetings with, you know. So this guy gets some insight of what he's supposed to do. Now, here's the thing about it, is that, say he goes in and this mentor's talking to him, and he's doing, the mentor says, wow, this guy's got a good business. You know, or this girl's got a good business, you know, but you know, she needs help. And 8 times out of 10 it's probably financial help. Now, if it's that good of a business, the mentor, maybe he wants to put up big money in it. Or we got angel groups that'll finance it. We got people like Tiger 21 that's got kind of first preference on some of that stuff. There's a big networking group in there. But we do some angel investing with them.
Oh, that's great.
So there's opportunity. You know, if you're in business, this is the thing to do. You get insight, you get input, you get advice, you get maybe even monetary support if you got a good concept.
Oh yeah, all of
the ideas and everything that's happening today are coming from young people. It's their market, it's their bandwidth. They understand it. We don't.
Yeah, I'm sure you've got mentoring going both directions.
Yeah,
as far as
both
agents,
ways.
yeah.
But that's it. Now, you know, every time you create something, if it's successful, you got to figure out how you're going to grow it, how you're going to protect it. And the best way to protect any kind of concept that you got out there is through market penetration. Got to penetrate the market. There's all this stuff, the trade dress and all that stuff you do, but it's market penetration. So how are we going to penetrate the market with this concept? Well, here's one of my ideas. I license it because we know how to do it now. We'll license it to like maybe it's the Marriott Autograph hotels, and they're going to be allowed to put one in every city where they got a Marriott Autograph.
Yeah.
We go up, help build it for them, help get it going, because we know how to do it. We did it here. Now that network up there is going to have available to our network, and down here will have their network available to us. Let's say a guy up there say it's in Atlanta. He calls up and says, "Hey, could you set up a meeting? I'm a developer. Could you set up a meeting with the economic council member, somebody down there in economic development?" And we got 3 of them that are members. Okay, and the mayor even, you know. So it's okay. And a commercial developer, commercial realtor and a commercial bank up there, that kind of stuff. So we'll set it up. And he comes down there, he's got the meeting.
Oh yeah,
it's helping business here. It's helping business, and this guy's going to be doing business here when he comes down here. So they want this. You know, we want to get business done. I mean, we have people down here, and same thing. We want to go up there, we call up there, and we got all the resources available to us. Everybody that's in there.
And that just expands city by city by city.
Then you're networked all over the country. No matter where you go, you got that network.
yeah, a place to go, a place to have meetings, the people to meet with.
And when you're traveling, where are you going to stay? You want to stay at the Marriott. Why? Because they got a place that's there. That's just like, there's people like me there.
Right.
In that bar, in that place. Now, the only way you can become a member, by the way, is to be recommended by another member.
Oh, interesting.
So if we get bad people in there, hey, you got to blame the membership.
Right.
But if they're bad, they're not going to be around anyway. We chalk them right out of there.
Right. It prevents
we got to say for the women, like
Yeah.
the women are in there, they're at the bar or in the place, and there's a guy that's really hassling them, he's drunk or just obnoxious. Or if a woman's obnoxious with a guy,
Sure.
just put out their phone and they flag them. Management comes right over there, and we decapitate them.
Wow. That's
So it's a safe
amazing
place.
concept.
Yeah, it's a safe place. But that's a network bar, and the food there now we got, we got a restaurant in there, and the food is a little steakhouse there. And I got, I own Nick and Sam's, so I got my sous chef that's been working for me at Nick and Sam's for under Samir, my head chef there, the chef, for 2.5 years. So he said, gave him a chance to be on his own. So we got him down there. So the food's as good as Nick and Sam's. There's less noise, and it's and we with that there is a tool, because people just don't want to come in and say, businessmen say, let's go in and have a few drinks and talk some business. No, it's not. They don't do that. Businessmen don't do that. They go out, let's have dinner, a few drinks, have dinner, and have a little business meeting.
Oh yeah.
And we got the meeting rooms and all that stuff for them too.
Have that full everything. Oh, I love how rich the concept is, because you get little pieces here around town, of for networking. It's there's a membership and stuff, but it's so well thought out and layered in all of those components to really facilitate.
Have you seen the way it looks?
I haven't in person, just online. Some
Okay, it's
photos.
online, on our website.
Yeah, networkbar.com.
No, just put network bar, not the network bar.
Okay.
It's networkbar.com. Yeah, take a look at it. In fact, you want to come down, I'll bring you through it. And
Yeah, I would love to. Yeah, it's
you hooked up.
That sounds awesome. Well, this has been fantastic. What's the best way for folks to kind of get involved and follow along with Trinity Groves and Network Bar? Certainly head to the website and check it out.
Well, everybody does everything through technology today.
Yeah. Jump online.
I used to just call up or go down there. Now that people do it differently today.
Yeah.
You could turn here if you're going back.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate the time.
Okay.
Phil, this has been fantastic. Such rich lessons in all of this. I really appreciate you being on and helping out my audience and taking those guiding principles through there.
Well, I hope give some people some insight and ideas.
Absolutely. This is great. And I want to thank Bubble for the nice Bentley here as well. Bubble, they drive wonderful young folks around with their retired and off-duty police officers.
That's a good idea.
Provided this help facilitate this whole thing.
He's facilitating a problem or taking care of a problem, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's why it's doing so well.
Thanks, sir.
You're welcome. Take care.
Wow, I really appreciate Phil spending that kind of time with us and really digging into each of his latest concepts, plus, taking us back and digging into what motivates him with his art and with his son and just everything across the board. Just so wonderful. And I hope you got as much out of that as I certainly did. It was a great afternoon. And make sure you go check out certainly his two latest endeavors, Network Bar and Trinity Groves. Just some incredible concepts. I'm really excited to check out both of those even more in depth and really experience what they're all about. I think it's a genius concept on both of those, the incubator and the networking experience that he's built there. So make sure you go check those out. And if you like episodes like this, make sure you subscribe here on YouTube. And if you're listening on iTunes, subscribe there. Leave us a review. Helps us get found everywhere. And we'll see you next time.
It's Saturday night.
It was Saturday night and I'm feeling kinda silly. Winter coat on cause the air was chilly, but I'ma make my way out to the record spot. Gotta find some new breaks for the beats to rock. I gotta come with the flavor like some lifesavers. On now and later, Dr. Beat Maker. If I'm a player, it's like your tape deck. And if you miss the gig, then take a rain check. Stacks of wax piled high to the ceiling, need a U-Haul truck if I would think about stealing. But it's not my steed, so I commence with the digging, no kidding. Something that'll keep the beats hitting what I'm getting. So much to choose from, bro.